Hello everyone, welcome to 3 to a Screen Plays Pathfinder campaign less than or equal to 2 episode 11 after our long hiatus. So please give us some grace as we're relearning how to play the game. Before we go over to our new players, we have a theme now that I am going to now switch to. And that theme is courtesy of Pale People, a local band in Missoula, and that song is a cut from Underworld. And now we can see Nathan and Victoria have joined us. Meredith will be returning in our next game. And I guess without further ado, I'll read what happened last episode. That is the wrong party.
What date is that episode, by the way?
2 years in the future.
I mean, our last episode, just so I'm curious. I can't remember.
That's a good question. Let's see. I think it was in October, because it was right before you guys left.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it would have been earlier than that.
Yeah, it would have been August. Because we were gone all of September.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
October. Jesus.
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like 7 months ago.
That is really hard to believe.
I don't even know what a dice is anymore.
I mean, that makes sense. That tracks. For some reason, it's not letting me pull up the last episode. So I'm going to go a different way. If you guys will vamp, please.
Oh no.
Tell us all your dad jokes.
Oh, God, I don't have any. Oh, a magician was walking down the street, and he turned into an alley. That's my only dad joke. It's my favorite dad joke. It's my only one.
That is, wow.
I was ready to ask you leading questions. It was like, no, that's just the joke.
That's
okay.
just the joke. It's not bad, and it's bad.
I do enjoy that though. That's a great joke.
That makes me smile. This episode is brought to you by Polar, 100% natural seltzer.
Why
They paid me quite a bit of money for that. So
why did the chicken cross the road?
if I did the chicken cross the road,
Take it away from you.
fucking baby. Oh. And you just made this non-family friendly by forcing this word.
Friendly?
Friendly.
Non-family friendly.
Colton, get us out of this.
I am trying. Okay, here it is. The episode was called "Oh Look, a Rock."
You like rocks.
I do like rocks.
Molly realized with the new rune from the cheese merchant that she could learn how to cast Create Ice and spent some time learning the spell as Felicity directed the party to Kosovo's current base of operations, the Opulent Inn. After a curt back and forth with the front desk staff, the party bypassed him, leaving Ruth with the cart. The party found Kosovo sitting with a very strong human in mountain patterned armor lugging a large axe, introduced as Dzen D. Oots, a sweet, well-intentioned, intellectually challenged fighter. The party found that Kosovo had contracted this individual to assist with the deposing of Queen Marasennah. The party, finally, decided on a name, the Poison Claw, which Tech-Tune added to the official record. Kosovo explained to the party that the timetable for vampires moves slower than the living. Quickly, didn't mean in the next few days, and to not kill Marasennah, but rather gather information and connect with individuals in the royal court, primarily Eton. Through discussion, the party discovered Dee's obsession with goats and breeding them. After preparing to leave, Dee realized the rest of the party may need to rest as they just arrived and decided to book a room with the elf downstairs, whom they learned to be Locklear. As the elf attempted to scam the party, Dee smacked him playfully, unintentionally knocking him out. Felicity took 3 keys and Dee left 3 gold on the counter to pay for the rooms. After attempting to clean and create an apparent crime scene, the party went to their rooms. Dee spoke with Tectune and was caught up on the party's adventures thus far, and was attempted to be medically evaluated, but Tectune was distracted by Dee's eyes and decided to wait until later. Molly spoke to Ruth about her personality changes and was reassured it was normal and temporary. The party woke up refreshed and began preparing for the day. Molly spoke to Han about her anxiety about traveling through a land of blood drinkers and somewhat regretted not taking the vampire up on their conversion offer. The full party met together and introduced themselves. They discussed the secret handshake / secret tongue shake for Han before Dee ran downstairs to check on Locklear, who had his head wrapped while working at the front desk. The party told him he was attacked by someone outside, but the issue was resolved. Felicity filled her haversack with meat for snacking later. After feeding Han an orange slice, Felicity decided to attach the party's 3rd handy haversack to the back of his hoop to catch food and water that passed through him. The party purchased supplies for the journey to and in Raven Rock. Dee started a small child on the road to entrepreneurship. The party neglected to partake in the benefits of a bank, hid their haul within Ruth's hidey hole in the wagon. Dee secured the hiding space with a rock that screamed when moved without the command word. On the journey out, Dee explained they had a boring family life, grew up with parents who traveled a lot, and also had some brain injuries from fighting, which he loved to do. Although they were involved in the attempted murder of a king, unfortunately the distraction of 3-year-old Dee riding a tortoise did not succeed. The party discussed Molly being raised by nuns and Felicity's dead mom and asshole father. After discussing the general funk smell that plagued the party, they chose to camp out as the sun was rising. Tectune found a cave oasis while Molly and Felicity argued about which of them should look for monsters. Tectune recommended Dee go take a look, which Dee excitedly ran over to do. After discovering one sleeping death dog, Felicity killed it with 2 coups de grace, and the party dug a hole next to what appeared to be another grave. The party encountered a hand protruding from the side of their freshly dug grave. Molly took a sapphire ring from the bony hand and buried the dog. Molly chose to put on the cursed ring, unaware she was under a false abjuration spell. After finding the ring, Felicity and Molly chose to dig up the other grave for more spoils and found another sapphire ring and a silver sword. This ring was identified as cursed. Molly, out of caution, attempted to remove her ring but found it bound to her. After threatening to remove her finger, the party convinced her to wait until they reached a new town. They also took the sword, which was cursed to miss much more frequently, which they deemed the Sword of Missing. After entering the cave and burning Kosovo's letter not so secretly, Dee saw something catching the light at the back of the cave. Felicity made a compelling argument about how caves are good, primarily how they saved people in caves. Much to the GM's surprise, this was a good thing in the eyes of Felicity. Molly and Felicity advised Dee to not allow Tectune to perform brain surgery on him. The cave was incredibly thick and slimy, but they made it to a reflective surface and found it to be an array of teeth in a small pond of water, including a small house-shaped collection of said teeth. The party knocked and encountered a tiny, pale winged creature with black eyes and a mouthful of mismatched teeth carrying a pair of pliers. A tooth fairy. While introducing themselves, Molly was told by the creature that she had a cavity and that it should be filled. After some back and forth and examination of the creature's diploma as a doctor of dental surgery, Molly allowed the creature to fix their tooth. Said tooth was replaced with one of the tooth fairy's teeth, which was left as a fang at Molly's request. Molly attempted to convince the tooth fairy, Celine Poltrak DDS, to join them, but the creature stayed due to safety concerns. The party left 42 teeth from death dogs at the mouth of the cave for Celine. The next morning, the party awoke to a tiny table made of teeth and found a nodule berry in the oasis and ate said berry for breakfast. Molly had a discussion with the party to see if they would object if she were to turn into a vampire to avoid her blood issues. The party weighed the pros and cons and decided to wait until they could discuss the options with an actual vampire. Molly was processing a lot of discussions and sunbathed to tan and treat a possible vitamin D deficiency. The party began to notice Tectune's affinity for making painkillers and decided to have a fresh batch of Molly's brain wine, Tears to Wine. The party agreed not to flip Han to the wall as often, and that Molly would turn to the wall when requested by Han in the name of fairness. The party would further contemplate giving Han combative abilities such as a blowgun. The party reached the mountains and prepared to ascend. So
People, you put that bag on the back of Han. That's so gross.
I also just like to say that I wrote down the name of the cheesemonger. So if we ever come across him again, it's Martin. For whatever reason.
I'm going to write down Martin the Cheesemonger.
I didn't really write down anything else, but I wrote that down.
Priorities. I forgot I had the cursed ring on. I guess when that comes up, remind me. I don't remember what the curse did. No, it wasn't fun.
I don't remember either, but I can go back through the video and find out.
We'll figure it out. You just come up with random, horrible curse things to happen on occasion.
Sure.
I get it off.
Until I remember what it is, yeah, I'll do random shit with it.
Heck yeah.
All right, so you are currently in the desert, and you see this very large, very tall mountain range that seems to be concentrated in this one area. There's definitely an excessive amount of dark cloud cover that seems to exist over these mountains. Whether that's why this was chosen as an undead spot or it's caused by the undead really isn't made clear. Would you guys make a knowledge nature check at disadvantage unless you would have had any experience with these mountains before?
The knowledge check. It's just nature. That's a. Well, I didn't roll worse than I did the second time.
I got a 16.
Okay, I got an 11.
Okay. You don't really know enough about these mountains. You tend to live your life on the ocean, so this is fairly unfamiliar territory, especially in an area filled with vampires. Based off of the conversations that you had with the individuals as you were preparing, this is a very dangerous location, and not just because of the vampires. Although the vampires are probably the most formidable group here, that doesn't diminish the danger of all the creatures around you. And it would be best to keep your guard up, and there's no necessarily safe time to travel, but a number of the undead tend to wake up at night.
Okay. So the desert heat makes traveling at night more important, but it's more dangerous to travel at night in undead territory. So we kind of have to weigh that.
Yeah, there isn't really a good... Basically, it's just how bad can you prevent things from getting?
Okay, and we're still just on the wagon.
Yep.
Correct?
Correct.
And are we going through the mountains, over the mountains, around the mountains? Like, do we have options, or do we have a course?
So, there is a path that leads right up to Valakatesh, which is at the base of the tower that is Raven Rock. So, if you want to go off route, you can, but I believe you have a cart, which would make things more difficult to go off-roading on. And think of it like going off-roading on Glacier. Or, like going to the Sun Road when the rocks are falling. You could, but you would likely cause some damage to your cart. You could try and go around and find another path, but this is the most direct route. And you're unsure how much the vampires believe safety to visitors should be implemented.
When's the last time we had a long rest? Was that recently?
Yeah, you guys are fully rested at this point. I believe we just breezed through, so you should have everything back.
Well, I mean, unless you want to run into a vampire, I would rather not run into a vampire.
I'm down to not run into a vampire.
So should we just continue traveling during the day and then camping at night?
All right. So, as you continue through Revia, the mountains really start to increase in their depth. And these mountains are different in that they're jagged, and some even almost have like a wave-like swirl to them. There's no rhyme or reason to how these ones formed, but the ones around Raven Rock are particularly notable. And I need you both to make perception checks.
I'm really good at those. I got a 16, which is surprising.
You said 18?
16.
It's not a class skill. I don't have my bonuses, correct?
No, it just changes how you...
Or how I can spend points.
Yeah, so you can still add all those.
I got an 18.
Okay. So, you start to see a lot of movement on some of the mountains. And also some lights, but they're like looking at a star versus looking at, say, an incandescent bulb because of the way that it's flickering in and out. It's potentially some other light source, but if it is magical, it doesn't have the same reliability as, say, a light spell.
Okay.
But undead and fire don't tend to mix.
Should we go investigate?
Yeah, we should probably, if it's fire, we should go try to get a little bit closer. Maybe some non-undead we can...
Can we, like, leave the stuff?
You can.
Like, find a safe spot for the wagon? Is it close enough to just, like, walk over to and come back?
No, this is in
No.
the distance. I mean, if you wanted to head that direction, you can. There's a little offshoot of the trail. But you know that you are getting very close to the border of Raven Rock, especially with your map, specifically.
You mean my own map that I drew myself was very accurate?
Yeah, and since it's flipped, you're noticing that the mountain range there's either two mountain ranges, and none of them are exactly where you think they're supposed to be. So, I'm assuming, based off of your history, you just edit your map to be, and you say it's correct.
Well, I mean, obviously the mountains are moving. Like, my map is correct.
Yeah.
But the landscape is changing.
So, Kanan, the rest of the party knows that this map is wrong, right? Like, Molly is aware that it's a bad map, that it is incorrect.
Yes, but there's enough of it that's it's right more often than it's been wrong. But
frustratingly correct.
But it's wrong to big things like mountain ranges, but like paths, it's holding up much better than I ever expected it to hold up.
So I wouldn't want to, edit my map for fear that the mountains would decide to go back to where they're supposed to be. So I'm just going to leave it.
Does Felicity genuinely believe that the mountains are moving?
I think that she genuinely believes in her map and in herself, for better or worse.
So she is actually willing to go, like, make these huge mental leaps in order to be right. Okay. I would like...
I'm not saying that it's correct or healthy, but yes.
Okay. I would like you to make a spellcraft check for me.
Oh, okay. -2 to that, so 15, so a 13.
Okay. You have heard of some really powerful magic that can alter the landscape.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
And you might be led to believe, based off of how Felicity's mind works, that these vampires may be very powerful wizards and sorcerers or any sort of divine or profane sort of magic could theoretically exist. And the fact that they can move the mountains makes it a little bit more formidable.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Exactly why I didn't want to run into a vampire.
So just...
Molly's letting you go through this. Like, I am not getting in the way. I'm not necessarily listening.
This wasn't like an outside conversation.
Okay. I thought you were expressing this to yourself.
You know, she asks herself because sometimes she needs expert advice.
It's true.
Expert.
All right, so you have the moving mountains.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And would you like to continue up to this other light? I know you were attempting to avoid vampires, but generally once you cross into Raven Rock, you will probably encounter a variety of undead. So you are here with a letter with orders from Kosovo, but you're not supposed to let them know that you're here. So I believe, weren't you guys given some sort of cover? I don't recall.
We collected a bunch of anti-vampire shit.
And you dropped off all of the boxes with Kalina.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to retcon a little bit, and you're going to have a letter that basically says that you are there on order of, and then there's like some weird sigil scratched onto it. And this is basically your card to get past. You don't know what the sigil means. You weren't told that. And I'm assuming just based off your knowledge of vampires, you probably wouldn't be keen on what that sigil means. You could attempt to figure out what it means based off of its leaps to your languages, but I don't know if you guys would necessarily want to do that or would have interest in that.
What does it look like?
It's very jagged. Let me just draw a quick example. I'm gonna... There.
Oh my god, I can't see anything. Oh, it's a bunch of lines. Like a star.
I will send you a picture, but yes, it's very similar
Okay.
to a star.
Okay, perfect.
So, what is your plan?
So, as a party, and by as a party, I mean Felicity, do we actually want to risk approaching these the flickering lights in case it is fire and it is like refuge from some undead? Or do we even want to risk traveling at night into this territory? Do we want to try and travel in the day, even though it'll be harder on the animals?
I mean, I'm down to go check out the light. Like Colton said, if it's fire, it's probably not anything to deal with undead.
Okay.
So it could be. Oh, go ahead.
There's also one of the places you were going to go to, which was I believe, Sentinel and Ian. So Sentinel is one of the first mountains that you encounter. It's basically the gateway into Raven Rock. So, why don't you... and you're using your map, right?
Why would I use anything else?
Why would we use any other map?
Okay, so Molly, you decide if Molly would do something different, but using your map, Felicity, I want you to try and figure out if this is in fact Sentinel. So I need you to make a knowledge. So you're going to have a disadvantage because this map doesn't exist. But you're going to do a knowledge geography. Actually, you know what? Don't make a... You're going to try and figure it out, so there's no disadvantage. Just make a nature check. And Molly, if you would like to figure out if this is Sentinel on a different map, do the same.
I don't have another map.
Ooh, okay, so I'm +2, I got a 19, so it's a 21.
Based off of your map, this is probably Sentinel. There's a similar shape to the map. I mean, there's another mountain that really looks like that. It's a little too far south on your map, but it's similar.
Right. I mean, it's on the wrong side of the road, but again, like, vampires can move mountains, so you never know. So I'm going to say that's definitely Sentinel.
Knowing not to trust her map, but not having an alternative map, can I attempt some sort of, like, intuition roll? Or just, like, a society roll or something? To, like, remember another map, like an old map or something, just to see?
If I recall, I think there was another map, or what Felicity did was flip the map. And
oh, okay, so there is another map.
yes, so you could look at the map on the other side.
I'm gonna look at the other map.
Okay. So he takes your map or she takes your map and flips to the other side.
I'm gonna do a stealth check. I'm gonna do a stealth check so that Felicity doesn't see me do this.
So Felicity's holding the map. Are you
holding that? I'm currently looking at the
Are
map.
you kind of going below to look at the map from the bottom?
Yes.
You are
exactly what I'm doing.
All right, so you look and you start to see where things are in the line. It's a little more difficult to see because you are looking through and everything's kind of shining from the back. But it looks like that might actually be a different mountain. Which is not labeled. But it's one of two. It's a 50-50 shot of which one it is.
Okay.
So it's either going to be that one or the one that's 2 mountains west.
Okay.
Can I make a roll to, like, convince you that I'm correct?
I haven't said anything about my opinion.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So.
Thought you were having outside thoughts again.
I am having outside. Felicity, hear me out here.
What?
So, I point to the mountain you believe is Sentinel.
Yeah. See?
Sentinel. That's the entrance mountain, right? But that's where the vampires want us to go.
What?
Yeah. No, everybody enters through Sentinel. They'll be waiting. There'll be hordes of them. Now check out, see this, and I point to where the correct mountain would be on her map.
Uh-huh.
If you look here, see this? Is it a mountain or blank space, Colton?
There is another mountain.
You see this mountain? Unlabeled, unregistered, untrackable. We could sneak in. No vampires see us coming. We can travel comfortably at night. You can sleep in the sun during the day. No stress, no worries.
But it's in the wrong direction.
It is in the wrong direction, but if you see, you can carefully, we can cut around through on the path here. We're going to go all the way around a mountain.
That seems like a lot of extra work.
Yeah, that's what the vampires don't expect.
Are vampires known to be lazy?
No.
Are you being racist against vampires right now?
Yes.
Oh. That's not very cool of you.
No, I'm just saying, we can sneak around the vampires. We can enter through that mountain as opposed to Sentinel, where they expect us to enter.
We've had really good luck with my map. Like, it's gotten us this far.
I'm using your map.
Yeah, but this is the road that we're supposed to take.
Yeah, and I'm saying we can cut around.
But what about that letter? We have passage.
So one thing to
But
keep...
do you think vampires are going to respect a letter?
One thing to keep note of, on your map, the mountains that have a road are not the same ones that could be Sentinel. So this road, on your map specifically...
Okay.
I'm trying.
So I can point that out too and be like, look, there's no road up to Sentinel. There must be just unmarked roads. They're clearly moving mountains and building roads as they see fit. There's a road right here. Chances are we can just take this path through and they won't expect it.
Can we roll?
Yeah.
What are you rolling? Or what should we roll?
I would assume influence versus. I would say influence versus influence, or if you want to do like
You probably want to do something else.
like well, I guess influence is sense motive, so I think that's probably, unless you can think of something else.
That's all that I mean, I can't imagine anything else to use for this role, but I will try and level the playing field with one of these.
What is that? Is it just add?
Yeah, and that's a D6 if I use it before I roll, right?
I think it was a
D4 after.
I think that is correct. I will double check, but we'll go with that for now until I figure out exactly what it is.
Okay.
You want me to roll first?
But I just want to see what your influence is. I know it's dirty.
So it's...
Fuck it. Plus 10, yeah. Some fuck.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, go for it. And I didn't.
So I rolled a nat 1.
Okay.
And I got a 5 on the die, a 4 on the D6, and then 5 for influence would make that a cruising 14.
This is a pretty convincing argument.
I just really trust my map, you know.
And I'm trusting your map.
But if you think that would keep us away from more vampires, then I guess I'm willing. If this gets us into trouble.
I understand, and I promise you, we will follow this path on your map, and I trace the path to the right mountain, to what I believe is Sentinel. Which, honestly, may or may not even be Sentinel now. Now that I think about it, we didn't really double-check anything.
Okay.
Tectoon and Ruth, they're currently sitting, having watched this conversation as Ruth is in her rocking chair. And they're having a conversation as he kind of sits on the armrest of this rocking chair. My God, it has not grown legs.
Yeah. Hey, Ruth. Can we get some input?
Sure. I don't remember what my voice is, but sure.
All right, Ruth, just double checking. I believe you sounded like an old woman last time we talked, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Something like this.
Oh, Sonny boy. That's how Ruth sounded, right? And then Tectoon was like, "Hey, Sonny boy."
Oh God. Okay. Go. Let's
they
forget.
Both said, "Oh, Sonny boy" a lot.
Yeah. Good night, John boy.
So I attempt to communicate subtly with Ruth, in a way that implies that I'm aware that the map is incorrect, but I believe this is the right way. And I say, so here's my plan. We take this path to get in as opposed to this path. And I know that she knows she's traveled a lot more than we have, truthfully.
So, I know that there's a way to send a secret message. I just have to remember what it is. I think it's... I want to say...
That would be a craft alchemy check, probably, right?
If I don't find it yet, then
Or a stealth check, maybe?
I'm
I mean,
thinking.
are you like physically passing a note or trying to do like mind meld?
No, I'm
Shit.
trying to like subtly communicate it.
So that would be a influence check, and a simple message is a DC of 15.
Okay.
So
would you consider this a simple message?
I would think so. Like, this is like ignore the map is pretty simple. You're not asking them to do a jig and then do several things.
All right. Here it goes. I need a 10 or higher on the die. We got a 50-50 here.
If you fail by 5 or more, you deliver the wrong message.
I don't fail by 5 or more, but I do fail.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Okay. Ruth looks a little confused. And
I
Ruth,
wink like 4 times.
do you have something in your eye? Tectune comes to take a look. Is kind of like looking in your eye.
I just keep winking.
Hold Molly.
Actually, it's blinking. I have one eye.
Oh, that's.
I forgot about that.
I did too. Wow. I'm looking at your eye patch and there's no eye behind here.
Yeah, I'm trying to wink the eye patch.
I've never seen under your eye patch.
Yeah, I'm not lifting it up. You don't want to look down there.
Oh, it just gently touches and goes back.
Yeah, don't. Please. Thank you.
So, Ruth, having lived in Corcus, like south of Raven Rock, says, if you want to go to Sentinel, I would take that road. It leads directly through to Velakatesh. And if we go anywhere, we're probably going to encounter vampires. This is where they live. And if you make yourselves known, then it's less likely that, say, other vampires would choose to attack you because they know you're there for a purpose.
So we should go the direct, which is my route.
No, she pointed the correct route, which was my route, right? Or where did she point?
She is not pointing
on the map or in the world?
in the world.
Okay. All right, let's follow Ruth's directions in the world. It's different than both of us.
Okay.
All right. Ruth has decided to stay out of the map debacle.
Smart call, Ruth. Only gets worse from here.
So you continue to go along the road. You're noticing a lot of abandoned carts and some dead animals in this location. Some of them look fine and that they died peacefully. Others are shredded, like you find a rabbit leg that's just hanging off on the side of the road. There's some that appear to be humanoid, based off of the bones that you see. And there are a lot of skeletons around here in various stages of decay. Whether or not that's a warning to travelers or just happenstance that they were all killed here, you're not quite sure. But there's a very definite calm and quiet in this location that you wouldn't necessarily have any other way.
Molly's pretty comfortable with that. Feeling okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just keep going.
All right. I need you all to make a perception check.
Ooh. 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 Ooh.
Ooh.
Backwards is a nat 20. Got a ghost and a pumpkin on it.
I got a 13 plus 5, 18.
Okay. So, Felicity, what you see is kind of tucked away on the right side of the road. There's something gritty. Let me try that again. There is something glittery and purple that is stuffed on a crevice on the rock. Nathan, Molly, what you see on the left side is a vampire with very ornate headdress, long nails, and almost a camouflage like think a monk outfit that is watching you all and kind of like taking her nail and just moving it around the lower part of her lip, either in anticipation or observation. She feels like she's pretty well hidden here.
Hey, hon. How's it going? We see you. Yeah. No, you could have hit better.
Can I try and slink off to the shiny thing while you're doing that? Can I make a stealth check? Or is it like out in the middle of everything?
It's not out in the middle, but now that you see her, it's definitely she was watching that. So this is probably a lure to get people looking at that rather than at her. You can try and take it.
But now Molly's got her attention, right?
You can try. If you would like to try, you can.
Can I treat me talking to this woman as a distraction and like do the help action?
I will.
I'm a gnome. I am very attractive to vampires.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and roll?
What kind of check is that?
It would be stealth, I guess. I mean.
Okay. Yeah, if it's stealth, either stealth or influence, I would hope.
Like performance or something.
He would not pass a performance. I would not pass a perception check or religion check or a survival check.
Can you talk towards the mic? I couldn't hear you.
Oh yeah, sorry. So I would pass that if it were like a finesse or a stealth check. But
Okay.
if you needed like a performance check, it would fail.
Okay. I will say that you succeed, and so you get a +2 on your stealth roll.
Oh my god. 2 plus 2.
So I got a 9.
Okay. You have as you're getting out of the cart, your foot gets caught in the reins, and so the vampire looks at you and looks confused, and then sees you walking up and just does a little hand wave. Hello there. Gnome.
What makes you say that?
The way you smell.
That's strange. I've been told I smell. I've been a halfling all my life. Never been accused of being a gnome before.
How strange. You smell exactly like a gnome.
How very curious. What you doing out here? Just watching the sand?
Oh, just attempting to catch the unlucky traveler on which to feed.
Oh, good news. Well, I wish you the best of luck on that. I take out the letter and I flash it and say, "We're here on official business, so we'll be on our way."
She sees the seal and she pauses for a second. Just kind of just kind of traces her finger in the symbol, like the shape, not actually drawing on anything. And she, all right. I suppose I can let you pass. If you're willing to let me feed on your prana, I would be happy to let you pass without incident if you were willing to.
Or prana?
She says, you think all vampires feed on blood, right?
But what's prana? That's more of like a character. I guess that could have been like a out of character question.
Oh, sure. You make a knowledge nature check. Or
13.
or a religion check.
Still a 13.
Okay. So you're not sure what this is, but luckily the vampire is going to tell you.
Thank you. I have a very confused look on my face.
It's a general feeding on your energy rather than a direct bite.
Tell you what, we'll consider it. But just depends on what you have. What's that glittering pile? My friend here is very curious.
I like shiny things.
You see like an inch big emerald that's currently wedged in the rock.
You said it was purple.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant amethyst. Sorry.
Oh, amethyst?
Yes.
It's an amethyst. Worthless. Sorry, it'll clean our chakras. No. I mean, if it's an amethyst, I don't think it's worth risking anything with this vampire.
It is cut.
Look,
So it's a cut stone.
Fancy.
Okay, can I make what kind of knowledge check would it be about this? Just evaluate the cost.
Oh my god.
That would be a craft. That'd be a craft check.
Okay, 16 to know the kind of like what's the worth of something like this? Like 5 gold or like 100 gold?
It's amethyst, so it's a little bit more common, but it is a large cut one that seems to be fairly close to flawless and grading. It's probably worth between 30 and 50 gold, but you would only be able to sell it maybe for 20 to 40.
Okay.
I'm too scared to.
I think that we're going to pass and you're not going to speed on us. So. One, we're traveling on official business. Two, we are quite dangerous through people. And I would hate for you to find out the extent of the danger that you're currently in, truthfully.
We also have really terrible energy.
Yeah, filthy, dirty, disgusting, evil energy.
Just not quite there. It would probably taste bad.
Yeah, I've been super stressed. I haven't been sleeping great.
So, what we're gonna do is take a brief intermission and see what happens.
What?
Hello, everyone. We are back, and the vampire looks at Molly with a curious look on her face. You realize this is my land, and my safety is almost surely guaranteed, whereas yours is not. No matter what piece of paper you have on you, you should still show respect to those who can kill you.
I would say the same to you. Show respect to those who can kill you.
She just keeps her arms crossed and just nods that you can continue on the road.
Thank you, and I wish you the best of luck catching flies with him.
She looks at you, and you can tell that there's a flash of anger in her eyes, and it's a very thinly veiled restraint when she smiles, but particularly bares her fangs as they seem to descend down her face.
Molly flashes a thumbs up and just goes.
Oh, you don't want to flash your thing. Your secret.
Oh no, I'm gonna flash my fang. That is such a good call.
You're gonna pull your lip back to reveal the fang in the back?
No, it's just like a weird side smile.
Oh, God. She seems unsettled.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. That was an incredibly settled thing to do.
So, you continue on your way.
Are you trying to get bit by a vampire? Like
No, I just got us not bit by vampires.
Are you sure? Are you
It's
sure?
gonna take our energy.
Didn't delay us getting bit by vampires?
You're either gonna be drained right then, or not be drained right then. I went for the not be drained.
I just feel like you're making enemies, and I'm here for it. I just need to know.
No, I understand. I just don't know how we would have gotten out of that.
You know, if we had taken my road.
You're right, but instead we took Ruth's road, okay? And we're gonna see how it goes. You don't have to respect me. Respect Ruth.
I respect Ruth.
Good to hear.
In fact, I think she's the only one that I respect.
Section?
Section's great. He's a goofy, silly little frog, though.
Did Tectoon hear that?
Tectoon does.
Did Tectoon hear Felicity call him a silly little frog?
He
He's
did.
a silly frog man.
He grows red with lightning.
Han looks a little disappointed that his name wasn't mentioned.
Oh. I'm sorry, hon.
You respect Han, Felicity? I say in a very forced manner. Do you respect Han, Felicity?
Yeah.
Was it a luck check or a performance? Or like
Respect the person. That's a lot. And he's come out of it physically less of a person, but still the same, I would assume. You know?
Less
like
of
emotionally.
literally less of a person.
I don't think you could even call that a veiled compliment. I think you just made a statement. You made a semi-mean statement.
I'm trying to not lie.
And Han realizes this is the best he's gonna get out of Felicity and just says, thank you. Choosing to believe it.
Yeah,
You're
Han.
loving you, Han.
I am Han, and you are Felicity.
And my name's Molly, and we gotta watch out for vampires.
Yep.
So, later down the road, you see that there is a woman with dark hair that seems to be clutching her shoulder, hiding behind a rock. And she's not looking towards you, she's looking at the opposite end of the road and just kind of keeps popping up and then ducking back down. She has blood on her shoulder. She keeps wiping off on her dress.
I'm gonna take the Ruth advice of making yourself known is safer than trying to hide. I'm gonna pop out and be like, "Hey, how's it going? Hi, we see you. No harm. Don't mean any harm."
She
But we
jumps
just,
and screams, not realizing that you were behind her.
whoa! You didn't hear the whole cart? All the animals?
I, I'm being chased.
By who?
Vampires? What else would I be chased by? Swarms of undead.
Form. We saw a vampire,
Yeah,
but she was not chasing any.
Yeah, she also said she didn't drink blood, but she was trying to take our energy, and I just gave her some bad energy, and she sort of went away.
Oh, she must be a Vitala.
Ew.
That's a word.
Yeah.
That's a word that I definitely know.
Did they?
Well, if you need a ride, you're welcome to ride in our car.
Oh my god, thank you.
Wait, no.
She is already clambering into the cart.
No, there's like you're gonna get blood everywhere. Why are you being chased by vampires?
Quick heal. Stop the bleed. That's a very good question. Why are you being chased by vampires?
I escaped. I was their prisoner. They used me as livestock.
Oh.
Okay, so
She's still dripping blood out of her left arm.
okay. Texan, if you can help with that. Before we go any further, you should know we're going in, not out.
Can I hide in here?
I mean, can you? We're not gonna like point you out, but
as Tectune wraps her shoulder, and the bleeding seems to slow down, she lays on the opposite side and kind of covers herself with one of the blankets in the back.
I mean, it's probably as inconspicuous as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Do you have a name?
I do have a name.
Try to be better.
Is this a landmark moment in like 11 episodes? The first time we've asked someone's name.
I am Calliope.
And you vampires.
Livestock.
Slave?
Livestock? Okay.
Slave would be an improvement.
Oh. That's rough.
Were you born into that, or were you kidnapped?
I was taken as a child from my parents.
Well, we can work on the reuniting once we get through this.
She looks like she's in her 40s.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe we don't need to worry about that.
We'll step it up. One step at a time.
How did you escape?
She says there was a chain hooked through my shoulder, and I was able to break it, hence why I'm bleeding. So, say that again?
Through your shoulder?
Yes, and she kind of shows it. So, you know, there's a septum piercing that goes through the nose. There's the same thing, but it passes between, like, her first and second rib.
Huh.
So she was hooked by her shoulder.
Hardcore.
That sounds not fun. I don't blame you for escaping. Good job.
Yeah. Well, Calliope,
Can I give her, like, some food and stuff? Maybe from the pond's basket.
No, give her real food.
Food?
Yeah, but it's like a mash of like water and like orange slice and everything we've shoved into his little mouth. Okay, go for it.
I was just saying it hasn't been like digested or it's like the same.
We can give her.
I wasn't sure what we had.
Yeah, I think we have.
Unless she's not hungry.
Oh, no,
like, she's just in a hurry. That we can go.
Well, we can keep going while we do all this.
She doesn't seem worried, but You see her pull out a jar, and she's holding it close to her.
What is that?
You can see it's a clear liquid.
Okay, what is it
water?
though?
Vinegar.
Why?
It's all I have.
Well, we're not gonna take your vinegar. That's a promise.
Her one possession is a jar of vinegar.
You do what you need to do with that vinegar. In fact, we have an incredibly safe hiding spot if you need to hide your vinegar.
Oh, where?
And I realize I don't want to show her an actual hiding spot, so I attempt to make up another hiding spot.
So I'm gonna call you Pickle Lady from now on.
You're not, and I don't want to have credit on this roll, but I got a nat 20 to find a second hiding spot for her jar of vinegar.
All right.
I would have loved that anywhere else.
So you realize that you can pry up the bench that people are seated on, and it would not fit anything very small, but the jar would just be large enough that it won't fall through any slats that were supporting the underside of this bench. But you managed to lift up that part of the bench without breaking it. And
check this out.
And she wraps it in a blanket and puts her jar of vinegar.
Nobody's getting a vinegar.
I mean, I don't want to be like that person, but I'm almost more disturbed by the fact that this woman has carried a jar of vinegar through escaping a vampire colony while basically nailed to a wall.
I don't think, a place where we understand enough about her circumstances to judge her for keeping a bunch of vinegar. I mean, I'm with you, 100%. If this was like some woman at a tavern, oh yeah, miles away, I would have left already.
Mm-hmm.
Calliope, real awkward conversation, but I want to get it out of the way right now. As we travel down this road, there's a lot of it. We've already run into one. I imagine there'll be more asking for some sort of a blood pact.
A blood pact?
At any point, a blood pact.
Oh.
They want to take blood in exchange for safe passage. Could we put you on the docket if something happens? Or are you just no blood anymore? Because I get it. I totally get it. But I want to have this conversation now before the tension is there. I just want to know where you land. We're going to keep you safe. Nothing's going to happen to you or your vinegar.
I would like for you to make an influence check.
Really would love the nat 20 right here.
This woman just escaped being vampire livestock.
Yeah, but I'm not going to let the hooks go back.
And you're like, hey girl, you cool with just giving just a little bit more?
Just saying, you're not going to be the only one. But there will probably end up being a roster at some point. I rolled a 22. Do you need me to roll with disadvantage? Because I would understand.
She's going to roll with advantage.
Okay.
Oh my god.
She looks a little shocked. You want the person who is livestock, who has just fled that life, to then give more blood?
I'm not saying I want it. I'm saying when the time comes that we got to start doing it, are you included? Are you willing to do that with us? Because I get it that if you're not, I get it. But it's easier to have that conversation right now than it is when we're staring at a vampire.
I think they would notice the chain out of my shoulder, and they'd know I escaped.
Oh, I thought that was out.
The injury, it is out, but that's a very specific type of marker that they have been chained up.
Okay, we'll just leave the blanket on you. All right.
Okay.
So we're just gonna do that.
She then covers her head.
Oh, Calliope, this is Han. Han is a very valued member of our crew, and I really want to make sure that you're introduced to Han first.
Han was...
And that was a 19 to hide any sarcasm or frustration.
Han is actually facing the wall. He didn't complain this time. It looks like he swung that way. Do you turn him?
Sorry, must have hit a bump. I flip him around.
Han looks, thank you, and looks over at Calliope. He's like, get her out of this. Get her out. She is not what she looks like she is.
Get her out of the caravan?
Yes, now.
Can we keep the jar of vinegar though? Because I'm kind of curious if it's like special vinegar in it. I pushed Calliope out of the caravan.
Okay, Han, what do you mean?
So you pushed her out of the caravan before this?
Yeah, I guess we're just going to push her out and keep going.
All right. So you watch as the head lifts out of the body, and there's this array of organs that come up with it, and her intestines kind of swirl around her, and her black hair covers her eyes and goes down the back of her head. And I need you to roll initiative.
Pickle lady?
Oh, I wonder if it's really vinegar in that jar.
That's why I think we should have kept it.
All right, it's a day full of crits. Nat 1 initiative. Molly is concerned with the vinegar.
What is...
She's checking the jar.
What is it including your initiative bonus?
Oh, including my initiative bonus, I believe that's a 3.
I rolled a 6.
So a total of 6?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, and that's a 4, sorry. Oh, my God. So my bombs went up a damage dice. Do 3d6 now. 4 for my big one, I do 6.
And now let's switch over to this. All right. I'm assuming... So, Molly, I believe this used to be you.
Probably.
This is Felicity.
Uh-huh.
Ruth. Tectoon. The Caravan. And... this is the lady's head.
Oh. Just the head?
Yeah, the head and all of the organs lifted out of her body.
Okay, so the body's like, the skin is like in a slump on the ground.
Yes.
And the head's floating with trailer membrane.
Correct.
You know, we could ask her how. What if we hit her with the vinegar?
What if?
What if?
Have we actually...
So...
we haven't really checked if it's actually vinegar. So.
I'm assuming with the Nat 1, I'm looking at the jar to see if there's any change with her change. Because, like, I'm so curious that I'm assuming y'all can handle this fight.
Yeah. Han and I have it.
Yeah, you and Han.
All right, so the creature...
I will say at no point did Ruth or Tectoon speak up to be helpful in that encounter.
Oh, and D didn't either. I forget D is here.
Yeah.
D's blackened.
D's napping.
D's nothing.
So...
I hope not.
So...
oh, I remember how...
Yeah, you got lots of cool stuff to do when you fight.
The entrail lifts up and points right at you, Felicity.
What?
And you see
I guess I did push her at it.
And you see it draw this bloody sigil that just, like, the blood is left in the air. And I need you to make a will save. And what languages do you speak? All of you.
Common and cat. Oh, that's it.
I speak Common, Gnomish, Sylvan, Goblin, Undercommon, Catfolk, and Brickwood.
Well, let's use the polyglot over here.
You do not understand the language that it is saying as it draws this sigil. It has this deep rumble.
Does anybody in the party, like, does Ruth or Texian?
That's a good question. No.
I got a 12 on that will save.
Okay. You are now affected by the Hex Misfortune. So, whenever you make an ability check, attack roll, saving throw, or skill check for the next round, you are at disadvantage. So you have to take the lowest of 2 rolls.
Well, no, yeah, I wouldn't have anything.
Sorry, ability, attack.
Ability, attack,
Yeah.
saving throw, or skill check. And you take the worst of 2 results.
Okay. Okay.
And then the creature... Where's... Oh. Flies up and over and lands right next to you, Felicity. As it flies over the caravan. And it has this long, toothy smile. This, you will be delicious.
Probably not, but I appreciate the compliment.
Ruth. So Ruth with a nat 1 tries to grab her bow, but it's stuck in the wagon, so she's spending time trying to get it. It's like wrapped in her wheel or her rocking chair, and is also like has some laundry hanging from it that she had washed to let it dry.
My God, Ruth.
Like full on old woman.
Yeah. What happened, Ruth? You used to be so capable.
Felicity.
I'm next with that initiative. Okay. I guess. Sorry, I'm just rereading all of my stuff.
You are just fine. We're relearning how to play.
Yeah. Going to then I'm gonna try my dazzling display on her just to see if I can. Is she immune to fear effects?
I don't think we know.
Why don't you make it so if this is a potential undead, you would make a religion check.
Religion. A 17. I got a 19 on the die.
Okay, let's see. I should have had this pulled up, but I didn't.
Sorry.
No, I should know this. So, undead are immune to death effects, disease, mind-affecting effects. Did you say it was fear?
Yeah, so they're shaken if it succeeds?
It will be immune to it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna spend a panache point and attempt a precise strike. Then.
All right.
Oh, I was gonna say is our base attack bonus should be up by 3, or up to 3. Oh, is it 7?
7.
That's 5.
Do I add that to like I
It's
don't
your
do
strength
that.
plus your base attack. Switch it.
Just strength plus 1 on my rapier.
So that's an extra 1 because it's a. I can't remember. I can't remember your abilities off the top of my head.
But do I add my base attack bonus when I'm
When you're rolling to hit, yeah, but it should be your strength plus your base attack bonus. And I think our base attack bonus is. Oh no, you would get yours is plus 5, right? Plus your strength. I don't know why it would be 7.
So I'm sorry. What's the
Or maybe
question?
not. I don't know. I could be totally confused.
what?
Sorry.
So what am I adding to my attack roll?
So your attack roll. Don't forget you have misfortune. So
Right, I rolled twice, so I'm taking the lower one.
okay, and what you add to that is your strength and your base attack bonus. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this damage? So it's gonna be your D.
No. This is just a hit.
Oh, the attack. Okay, so it's gonna be strength, base attack bonus, and if you have anything else that would be added to that as well.
Okay. Do you think I'm incorrect in my base attack bonus being 7? It's just marked as 7 on my sheet.
Yeah, and I know because when you're like a fighter class in Pathfinder and 3.5, it goes up by 1 per level. So the base attack bonus should only be 5, but the plus 2 could be coming from somewhere else that I just don't know about, and it was just plugged in there for whatever reason. So
I
think you're safe.
I'm assuming whatever's on there is correct.
Yeah.
So we can.
We did that all with Colton, so I trust it. It could be coming from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
And I could look it up later, but I'm not worried about it. I'll look it up after. So we'll just go with that for now.
Okay. So strength plus 1, so I have plus 4 plus 4. That seems good. Yeah, it seems good. So I'd be adding 11 to my rolls. So that's fine.
You're fine. You should be hitting.
So it's a 20 to hit.
That barely misses.
Okay.
So you feel as you're about to hit almost this like shudder in the world around you as the misfortune hits, and you just ever so slightly turn to the right and miss. And the fangs go up and it laughs at you yet again.
He's laughing at me.
That is so weird.
And it says incompetence. Tectoon, who is kind of stuck behind you guys in the wagon, reaches out with his hand, and you feel blessed as the holy symbol of his god appears on your chest, and now you have a +1 to attack and damage.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And he says, "You get him."
Thanks, Tectoon. I'm sorry I called you a goofy frog earlier. I meant it in a nice way. You're just a silly goofy frog sometimes. You lift us up.
And you're our favorite sleepy cat.
Thank you.
Molly.
Alright. There are very, very few things that Molly knows how to do.
I'm standing right next to her.
Yeah. So, I can exclude you, but the caravan is right here, and I don't know if you'll let me exclude the caravan as part of my precise bomb.
I would say you could exclude the caravan. But
Okay,
since
I can exclude up to 5 people, so you can let me know how many people it counts as.
it would be each square of the caravan is going to be.
Okay.
So if you're hitting here, it would be hitting 2 pots of the caravan. If you hit here, it'd be hitting 4.
Okay, so I'm actually throwing right at her. And
So,
we're outside of the caravan?
no, you guys are in the caravan. So
I pushed
But
her
it's 6 spots. Okay, so it's just 2 spots. So I'm gonna exclude our 2 spots,
okay,
and I'm just gonna
I'm
gonna
so
just throw my big bomb.
okay, and I was going to say with your exclusion, I would say it's cart and person, so it would be a total of 4, but that's still under what you would be doing, so it's fine.
Yeah, sweet. Then I feel good about that. So I just hit her with this big cartoonish metal bomb. I tried to. Let me roll. It's a touch AC.
Does it have the fuse like that's Wile E. Coyote?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I go as I light it.
All right.
So yeah. So that is a 19 to hit the touch AC of this thing.
That hits.
Oh, come on. Okay.
So what type
Oh
of
my god.
what type of damage is it?
fire.
So the first is fire and it's 10.
And the other part
And
of
then
the bomb.
the other part is piercing and it's 17.
Okay. So you did
I will put that to the fire.
So you did 17 slashing damage, and how much?
It was I think it's piercing damage. And then 10 fire.
All right. So you watch as your bomb explodes. It seems to have a hardened exterior that doesn't take any damage from the fire. And you notice that there seems like that's tough outer hide that some of the piercing damage didn't seem to damage. So
I didn't damage it?
you did damage it a little bit, but the fire did nothing. It didn't even char the outside.
Okay.
So you're doing something. Yeah.
Alright. So bombs are useless after this. So that's the only bomb that was piercing.
So Ruth finally got her bow.
Get with it, Ruth.
Let's see. Does Ruth hit? Ruth does hit. But it's within her range. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. And you watch as the arrow shoots from her bow right between your two heads and embeds in her lung. And it doesn't go all the way through. It just kind of sinks and then is pushed out by the body and falls to the ground. But it does not seem like it had a pleasant experience there.
Okay.
Felicity.
Based on the information that we got, like from Kosovo and from all of that coming in here, we received a bunch of information about different types of vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do like a knowledge check to see if I can figure out what she is?
Sure. You can make a knowledge religion, or you can make a religion check, or you can make a nature or perception check. Depends on.
Okay, 0. Okay. I think I'm gonna do nature.
Okay.
So I got a 17.
Okay. And I need you to make a religion check too. Now that because a 17 will give you more, and then we'll see what the religion.
Religion is 15.
Okay. So This is technically vampiric, but it's not considered one of the vampires. And you know that some undead creatures have resistance to blunt or piercing damage or special materials, and they tend to have resistances to some elements. So you're not quite sure the name of this creature, but you're assuming based off what you saw, it seems to be weak to slashing damage. Or at least that can get past its hardness.
Would I know if does holy water affect all undead?
Yes.
Or is that purely a vampiric thing?
I believe the holy water would have an effect on it. You also know, from what you remember, that the jar that she had must be important for something. Mm-hmm. As for what that is, you're not quite sure.
I'm probably not the person to investigate that, so you want to check out the jar on your turn?
Check out the jar.
You have better
yeah.
substances.
Substance intuition.
What would I roll slashing? And my salcata is silver.
All right, noted.
I'm just gonna try another attack roll on her, and then we can evaluate after you. So, cool. It's not gonna hit. So never mind.
You almost feel as if the misfortune is still on you, and the creature looks and says, "You will be great when you are my sister."
No, I'm definitely only child vibe. Sorry.
Wait, was the misfortune not on her?
It fades after one turn.
Oh. I rolled a disadvantage.
Oh, so then, do you remember what the other roll was?
It was a 3 versus an 11, so I've got an 11 plus 11, so 22 to hit.
That does hit.
Oh, okay. I assumed that was like a longer thing.
Nope, that's my fault. I need to remember to give you a limit.
That's a dirty freaking spell, though. That's 410.
Yeah. It's like...
You keep added everything for a turn.
Okay, so damage is... God, where are they?
What do you think?
So 6 damage.
All right.
From a silver weapon. I don't know if that makes a difference.
You cut through it like butter.
Ooh.
So it seems that the silver and the slashing both had an effect to allow you to damage this creature. It hisses at you.
I don't want to be your fucking sister anyway. You're lame and kind of a bully.
Ooh.
Oh.
Having words.
You watch as Tectune tries to reach out and touch it, but the creature just pulls away as you see his hand is glowing and he can't quite reach what he's trying to do. And then it extinguishes from his hand.
Tectune.
Molly.
Step it up. Molly, okay. Molly takes the cue from you. Do I provoke an attack of opportunity within my play? I think I do, because I'm at an angle, right?
You can take a 5-foot step.
Can I reach the bench if I take a 5-foot step?
Like, getting underneath?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the bench is in the cart. Is it the far end of the cart?
It's what you're sitting on. So it's...
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna reach underneath the bench that I'm moving.
All right.
I'm gonna make some form of knowledge check on this jar.
Okay. Make a nature check.
23.
This is vinegar. That is all that is in this container. And as for its importance, it could be because it's a preservative. But since you don't know what this creature is, you're not quite sure exactly what the purpose would be, but it is something that she decided was worth taking with her to hunt with.
Okay. I'm going to open the jar and drop a little bit of my Tears to Wine potion in it. I'm just going to turn it into brain.
All right.
It's non-magical. It's just vinegar, right?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, just turn it into brain wine.
All right. You now have a jar of brain wine.
I made wine.
I'm a little busy right now, but if you need to drink right now, that's
I don't know. I thought maybe it might have some effect. Clearly it did not.
So, the creature reaches out to grapple you. What's your CMD?
Mine?
Felicity. I realize pointing doesn't work when the camera's over there. You.
CMD as in dog.
Say that again?
What? CM what?
D as in dog, yes. Or delta.
Okay. That is a 7.
Really?
Yeah?
Oh, your base attack bonus is higher.
Oh,
It
wait.
should be a 5 or a 7.
Oh.
Whatever it is.
And there's a plus 10 down there, too.
So, I'm going to do some quick mental math here. So 7 plus 3 is 9 plus 6 is 12 plus 10. 22.
Okay. The creature wraps around you and it has you bound up tight. And it lifts you up in the air.
No! What? No!
You are now...
In, like, her intestines?
Yep, you are wrapped around, and you are now 30 feet in the air. 30.
If I had been able to fly.
Can I... Oh! Is it considered a melee attack?
It's a combat maneuver.
Okay, I was at 30 feet in the air. Cool. That's fun.
Ruth is going to try and take a shot at it.
Oh, thanks, Ruth.
Her bowstring snaps.
Did she crit fail?
Yeah.
Oh
You
no.
need to leave Ruth in there.
And she's just...
She can't handle.
And she's like, don't fall!
I'm working on it, Ruth. Thanks.
Felicity.
The bombs are useless against this thing.
Oh, did I skip Molly? Or no?
You looked at the jar.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is
Was that your
Felicity's
turn?
turn. Yep.
Yeah. So it is your turn. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm cool with whatever. Oh,
You have silver cloth, which I bet you could use while baffled.
I just don't really want to get dropped. Is the issue
Yeah.
that I'm having? Because 30 feet is.
3d8.
I mean, I could handle it, but
Yeah.
I thought it was D6. Is it 8?
Is it d6? I can't remember what height is. It could be 6. I will trust you. I know it's 3 of something. Something for retention.
I am wearing a holy symbol also. Does that matter?
No, not just wearing it, no. What holy symbol are you wearing again? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Errata.
Oh, okay. Let me look. Potentially. You said errata? E-R-A-T-A?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the chaotic evil goddess of curses.
Yeah, probably doesn't help.
She's the best friend.
Are you like asking her to help?
Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. I don't know if that's all. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save that for. I just wasn't sure if like the holy symbol itself was some form of protection.
Like getting a chaotic evil god involved in this is like,
seems like a cool gal.
I mean, it could be really fun, honestly. You could know what's up.
And you are wearing her holy symbol, which expands the threat range in the D100. But you've never prayed to her before, is that right? Okay.
No.
Yeah, who answers the first prayer? Who answers on the first ring?
Stranger things have happened.
Crazy.
So there's a combat maneuver swing from rope/vine. You consider her intestines a rope?
Yes.
But I have to remove myself from the grapple first, but I have to like eat something there.
Yes, but after you do it, it would be considered a rope.
You have 2 attacks now. I just realized.
What?
Yeah, because you hit level 5, right?
Yeah. I haven't been taking 2 attacks. Okay. Okay, so what do I need? Is it just a strength check? I'm sorry, it's a CMD.
So what you're doing
against the grapple?
You're making, basically you're making a grapple against their grapple, and if you beat it, then you take control of the grapple.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's still just a grapple maneuver. We're just fighting for control. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I want to do one of those again.
Don't forget you have your story points if you wish to use them.
Is that a gentle suggestion?
Just a friendly reminder.
Ah, okay. I use it now. It's a D6.
Yes.
Added. Okay. Sure. I will use it. I'm burning a story point.
All right.
Fight this horrid beast. Horrid beast.
And that's adding my CMD.
Correct.
To that. Okay. Ooh, okay. A 19 plus the D6 was a 4, so it's a 23 plus my CMB, which is 10, so it's a 33.
Yeah.
You have slipped around and you are now grappling onto her with her intestines. You basically have her lungs in a headlock.
Oh, gross. Okay, do I still have more? That's a full round action. So, right?
I think it is considered. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure that's just considered an action, and you still get a move.
It's a combat maneuver.
And I think that it only counts as...
So it counts as an attack, it looks like?
I believe so, yes. I'm going to treat it that way.
Okay. And then I would like to use that, oh no, wait. So the other one that I was looking at, the swing from rope plus vine, is a full round action. So I couldn't do that and attack at the same time.
Correct. But
Correct. Okay.
It will now, I believe, have to beat your 33 grapple. Or at least that's how I'm going to treat it now. So. All right.
So what I'm hearing is, do I have another attack? Or...
I'm trying to get the page below.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So that was your question. Okay. It's a good question. Okay. Give me 1 second. This page is a monster.
Yeah, this is one heck of a strain on our internet right now.
Mine, too. Come on. It's like pulling teeth for this page right now.
That'd be faster to get the book. You got the stack?
I do, but honestly, I don't know which would be faster.
I don't know if I have another.
Oh no, it's the 6th level. You get 6, and you get a 6 and a +1.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be my turn.
I'm remembering 5E. I'm sorry.
You are just
so
fine.
5, you get a new attack at level 5.
Okay. All right. Ruth is looking for anything that she can do. You see her lift up her pant leg and pull out a knife.
Better be throwing that, Ruth.
Throw it, Ruth. Come on, honey.
She kisses the knife, and you watch as she grabs it by the tip. And you watch as it sails right next to you and is off in the distance. She goes,
"Oh my God, Ruth!"
She says, "Ah!"
She's really living up the old lady stereotype.
You're not stabbing me, Ruth.
That was my husband's knife.
We'll get it. We'll get the knife, Ruth. Honey.
Felicity. No, wait.
No, Molly.
Yeah.
Is it?
I accidentally went out of order, so we're just gonna say Ruth went instead of Tech-Toon. Tech-Toon's panicking.
That's fine.
Okay.
He's a silly, goofy frog. Yep.
So I can do like next to Meredith at the moment. So I'm going to do.
Are you gonna drink that brainwood?
No, it would not be.
Oh.
It'd make me smarter, or make me wiser, but not super helpful. I'm gonna take like a little vial that I have in my pocket, and I'm going to try and hit you with it.
Okay. What is it? Are you gonna tell me what it is before you throw it, or just? I guess I can't hear you. I'm 30 feet up in the air.
I just need to hit you. In theory, I need to hit her touch AC. Is that fair? Wait, no, it doesn't affect her. My potions can't affect her because I don't have.
What?
I need a special feat for my potions to be able to affect anyone that's not me, so that doesn't even work. I'm gonna pull out my sling. Gonna try and hit it with a sling. What is it to hit somebody in combat? -4?
I believe it is -4.
Ooh, credit.
This is ridiculous. Okay. I've rolled 5 crits today so far, including our pre-session. 2 nat 1s, and this is the 3rd next one. So.
Okay, roll to confirm.
So, I am hacking.
Roll to confirm.
Nat 1. Not kidding.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
So, you hit, so roll damage.
Okay. Swing is 1d4 plus 3. Alright. Get that d4 out. Come on. And it's bludgeoning, so it probably won't take damage from this one either.
What is it made out of anything special?
I don't think so. Where's that? I don't even want to do 4. Yeah. 5 damage with his blade.
It hits her in the eye and just bounces off.
Ooh. Gross.
She's
Wait, if it were critted, it would be.
But I don't think he was counting it as a crit because it would be your nat one.
Oh, sure, yeah. So would have been not counting it as a crit because of that. On confirmation.
It was an unconfirmed crit.
Yeah.
It's like when someone says, "Oh yeah, I totally skipped that rock across the lake 17 times."
Mm-hmm.
All right. It is now its turn. It's gonna try and grab you. It does not, and it's just flailing. It's like, "You will perish." And it
Nah, bitch, you.
and she moves up another 30 feet.
No, stop. I don't know if you know this, but I can't fly. So.
Is that to her or to me?
To her.
Yeah.
But cats do always land on their feet, but I don't think my ankles would survive. So.
She's just
You can still
hissing
take
at you.
damage from this fall. Any further and you're in trouble. But
So
the most it can do is 36 right now.
Ruth pulls out a bowstring and starts restringing her bow.
So
Felicity.
Okay, can I? How long are her entrails?
Oh, that's a good question. How long? Aren't there...
20 feet. We have like some absurd, like 15 feet or something.
We're gonna find out. 20 feet long.
Yeah.
Oh, the small intestine is 20 and the large intestine is 5, so it's 25 feet.
So theoretically, I could shimmy down.
Yeah.
25 feet.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want that to be your move action? As you just slide?
Yeah, I was gonna use if you want me to, I was gonna use the full round action, which is that swing from rope or vine.
Sure. I can say that you would probably slide down as you're swinging. Does it?
Yeah, okay.
How does that work when it's like you're standing straight? Like,
What do you mean?
so the difference of like running and jumping and then swinging versus just sliding down and swinging.
Oh, I mean, could I use like, like when you're on a swing set, you like use your legs as
Sure.
force?
You know, since it's a full round action, yeah, we'll just say that you're getting your swinging going.
Picking.
I mean, so if I went down 25 feet, it would be 35 feet between me and the ground.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
And that's how many d6?
3.
3.5?
I'm gonna say 3. I'm not gonna.
3.5.
Could I drop and take damage?
Yeah, or you can swing and take damage trying to say land on a slope or something.
Oh.
Or on
okay.
top of the wagon. I mean, you have options.
Yeah, that would be great. Could I use like an athletic or an acrobatics check or something?
Let's see. There's one that is not jumping. Which one is jumping? Sorry, I have so many sheets here.
Oh, you're good. I feel it.
Okay. Jumping is athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
White chicken. I watched that other
We also are vampires. myself the same size. Okay, so I rolled a 2 on the dice, so that is only a 10.
So I don't have that combat maneuver on me. Can you tell me what it reads?
Oh, sure. Just for the swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
And for some reason, my internet is just not going to look anything up.
All good.
Same thing.
So it's not on here. It's listed in the category of full round actions, but there's no description.
Okay. So let's see. You can reach your opponent, make a single melee attack. You must move at least 20 feet and start at an elevation that is equal or higher than that of your opponent. It's otherwise functions like a charge, but I would say sliding down, it would count as a charge because you're moving. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, so you're not doing an attack, so I'll say that can include your jump. So we'll say that that was just part of the jump as you moved down and slid. I need you to make... No, I'm not going to do that. You managed to swing and leap towards the carriage land on the waterproofed canvas.
And your claw right.
And because it's taller by like 10 feet, you're taking less damage. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you land.
Descended 60 feet, take 3 points of damage, but in heavy-ass armor.
You know what? And I'm also going to give you a story point for using the intestines. I would have never thought of that, so...
I'm going to take my story point back.
Yeah, I'm going to take mine back too.
What's brilliant is the image of this has just the swirl of intestines around it, so there's no reason you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Also,
she's just hanging out with them.
So if it can move you 30 feet, it moves 60 feet on its own.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just going to appear right back down next to me.
So Tectoon jumps up and reaches out and places his hand on you, seeing that you're not looking so hot.
I mean, I've only taken...
Oh. Did anyone else get... No one got hurt. All right.
No,
Tectoon goes up to do that to you and says, "Oh, thank God you're fine." And then climbs.
No, I'm good. I'm mentally scarred, but physically I'm fine.
Tectoon...
You're covered in viscera.
Tectoon starts grabbing Ruth's arrows and starts chanting, and you watch as the tips start to glow a little white. And Molly's
still just like add a lot.
Can you start staring?
You can.
That's true. I can absolutely. So
That's exactly what I was going to recommend.
Yeah, I'm gonna prep an action. I pull out one of my vials, and if it gets within 5 feet of me in any direction, I'm gonna have an action prepared to cast.
Okay. So the creature moves down. Let's see if it's smart enough to actually not go near you. It rolled off the nat 20.
Ooh. Come on, buddy.
It does not put 2 and 2 together. It just knows it's hungry. So it goes flying towards you, passes through your square, so you can make your
okay.
attack.
I'm gonna do it. I I quickly take this potion shot and vomit just this pile of nasty goo onto it.
Ooh. Is that a touch
With
attack?
the effect, it is not. I don't know if it's the effect of a tangle foot bag. Let me look that up again.
I think that you get a reflex save on that.
Okay, they probably do.
Okay. It does not make it save.
Okay, so it is stuck to the floor now. Has a -2 penalty on attack rolls, -4 penalty on dexterity. And then next turn it has to make a DC 15 reflex with the -4, in order to be able to move. Even then, only has to.
I've never thought about a tanglefoot bag used off of the ground. I think I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna at least make it work this time, and I'll look into it. But so it basically goes up.
You say its tail is stuck or something?
Yeah, it wraps it in there, and it just grows roots that just go straight down.
Ew.
So it's kind of rooted around in here. It can still reach you, but I don't think it can get to you.
It does have -2 to attack.
So it manages to shake free of this, but you get an attack of opportunity because it is her attempting to break. She's making an attack. No. Yeah. Sorry, let me finish. She is still moving because she still has to reach Felicity. So she passes through another one of your squares, and if you have combat reflexes, then you get another attack of opportunity.
I don't know if I do, and even if I did, I couldn't do damage.
Okay. So, what is your AC?
Mine or Felicity?
Felicity's.
Whoops.
And she just wants you.
I know. What's my booty? Sorry, I was on the wrong sheet. I was looking at that combat maneuver. My AC is 16.
It does not hit you as she whips the intestine right by your face. You hear a whip crack at the other end.
That's real gross.
What's up?
Ruth has finished stringing her bow. And you watch as
5 hours later.
and you watch as the arrow flies and breaks as it hits the creature. Ah! Ruth is angry.
Ruth. Oh my god. Fun.
Ruth is struggling. She has not been around for a while. She got too comfortable. She got too comfortable in her rocking chair.
Is she old lady life?
Yeah.
And you can tell that there's part of her that's like, maybe I should retire. Like, maybe this is a sign.
No. Ruth, it's not that deep. It's okay.
Felicity.
Alrighty. I should have done mine. Okay, I'm gonna take another. Precise the right. I'm gonna spend another panache point. Only 18.
All right. So as you slash next to it, it says, "Sister, why do you resist me? You will love this.
Keep calling me that.
You will.
Sorry, finish.
You will be beautiful."
I'm already beautiful. If beauty means not having skin anymore, then I guess yeah. But also,
So
think of all that excess skin weight hair weight that you have, though.
That's true. I could be so slim.
Yeah.
You watch as Tectune... Oh! You also still get your +1 to attack and damage from Bless.
It would be a 19.
Okay. But just for the future, too.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Tectune reaches over to Ruth and does the same thing, and it's like, I hate that thing. And you hear Han screaming, "This is why I need a blowgun!" Silver
Hear
tips.
Hear you when I see you, Han.
All right. Molly.
Molly has a single masterwork dagger on her person. She's going to pull it from her boot. If I don't throw it, I'm not going to deal damage with it. So, Molly draws the dagger from her boot. She remembers what Ruth did. She kisses it. And she says, "Ruth, this is not your husband's dagger." And she just hurls it across the caravan at this thing.
All right.
Like 5 feet. Or how far away is it from me?
It is 5 feet.
Okay, then I probably shouldn't throw it. Because I think there's like penalties to that. Yeah, there's a penalty to hitting it in melee anyway. So I'm just going to try and stab it. I'm going to roll with different dice. Because I'm upset.
You want one of mine?
No, I'm going to do this one. Okay. That's one more really. Yeah, it's like a 7 to hit. I'm not hitting it.
All right. You are distracted at the blood dripping everywhere. And
it's so gross.
And Felicity is bleeding. A little bit.
Ew. You take that out of the caravan?
You vomit like 5 times a day.
Yeah, but only for important occasions.
So the creature looks directly at you, Molly, and you watch as the hair lifts and these eyes glow red at you. And I need you to make a will save.
Is it against compulsion and fears?
It is.
Oh, thank the Lord. All right. There we go. 12?
12?
12.
It looks at you, and you feel this compulsion, and she says, "Kill them all."
Kill them all?
That's what she's compelling you to do.
Okay. Not my turn yet, but...
She's just been saving that one?
Yeah.
It has.
Those are her exact words?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'm going to start with her then.
Ruth. It's like, okay, I got this. Come on.
15th times the charm, right?
Yeah.
Her bowstring snaps again.
Oh my god.
She just starts bawling at what's happening.
Ruth, honey.
And you see her just pull out another bowstring and start stringing it yet again. I don't think I've ever...
You were so capable before this.
Felicity.
Yeah, we're gonna do a normal attack. Oh, I critted.
Oh, roll to confirm.
3.
All right, well, you hit for sure.
This is my silver weapon.
All right.
Oh, I got an 8 plus strength is 3, which is 11 plus 12 plus 1 for bless is 13.
Ooh. You watch as you slice off the lung and half of the liver, and it falls to the ground.
Ew.
Gotcha.
And it screams this roar of pain and anger and rage. And its eyes are wildly looking at you as blood is squirting out of its wounds.
You still want to be my keister?
Tectoon reaches out and backhands Molly. Snap out of it!
Snap out of what? I'm barely even in it.
You
know what I'm in.
you are you are no longer under the compulsion.
Okay.
That was actually helpful.
I didn't really understand what was happening. I knew I was compelled to kill everyone, but now I'm not.
For a hot second, you're like, I could kill everyone.
Honestly, though, of all the people to ask that to in this circumstance, I was the right one.
Yeah.
Because I could just start this whole thing on fire.
I like how before... So, Tectoon finally rolled a 20 and then a 19. So, so he knew what was happening. So before you even had to think about it, he stopped you. He likes you just enough.
Tectoon, you're wonderful. Can I smear your poisonous body on this thing?
Sure.
At least you're asking consent.
Yeah, I don't think I can actually pick him up.
Molly, it's now your turn as he just backhanded you.
Okay. Okay. You know what? Oh, they're piercing damage. Alright, well, we're just going through spells today. I grab another vial, frantically trying to figure out what I can do. And I drink it, and I vomit up the spiders again. They're back! And they cover the being. They deal 6 piercing damage, and it has to make a fortitude check.
Okay. So roll for damage.
That's the damage of 6.
Oh, okay. You watch as it.
Yeah, they don't have to hit.
You watch as it damages a little bit, and fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a DC 11. You don't have to tell me what they were.
It does make it save.
Okay, so it's not poison. If it could even be poison, but it takes a tiny bit of damage, more than I was going to do with that dagger.
All right. It is.
And it's covered in spiders.
It's covered in spiders. Oh, I need to look up distraction. Also, I'm going to look this up. It has a thing on concentration spells, but I don't think it's concentrating right now.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Sorry, I was facing away. It has a thing on concentration spells, but I don't think it's concentrating right now, so I'm not worried.
Okay. Let's see. Felicity. It tries to take a bite out of you.
Rude.
What is your AC?
16.
Okay. You take 10 points. You take 10 points of damage, of piercing damage, and
Is this considered a melee attack?
it is.
Okay, I would like to spend a point and do the dodging panache.
Okay. What does that do?
When an opponent attempts a melee attack against you, as an immediate action, spend 1 panache point to move 5 feet. And then I add my dodge bonus to AC.
Okay.
Uh,
So what would your AC be then?
Equals to charisma modifier?
Is that? Yeah, equal to charisma modifier.
So I add my charisma modifier to my AC. So it becomes a 21.
It does not hit.
Okay. It does provoke any attacks of opportunity.
It does not have range, and it's already making an attack, so I don't think you get an attack of opportunity. It doesn't get one against you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna move 5 feet. I don't know where my.
You're this one. I mean,
I can just step back, right, into the.
I could say you could probably step to the side.
Or... Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Otherwise, you could.
I don't really care.
Okay. Otherwise, you'd be in the wagon. So, unless you want to be in the wagon.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay. All right. Come on, Ruth.
Come on, Ruth.
Ruth finally has an arrow that she lets loose. And you watch as it flies into the creature's eye. And then starts to droop, and you see the eye is being pulled out of its socket from the weight of the arrow.
Ooh.
He's icky.
He's coming from her intestines.
That was an act of desperation.
Felicity.
I just went. Oh, no, I didn't go. I was a reaction. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I would love to find out what happens if I dump a bottle of holy water on her.
All right. Are you throwing it like a weapon?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of my only option, right?
Are you adjacent?
You are adjacent.
Yeah.
You just smash it on her head?
Well, I mean, you could probably try and break it over them. I would say just a touch attack.
Because my other instinct is like throwing the liquid out of the bottle, like not throwing the bottle, but just.
Yeah, I think that would make sense as a touch attack. I mean.
Okay.
So. Because it's melee. Yeah, let's just do that for now. I'm assuming that does that sound fair to you?
Oh yeah, totally. I don't.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, so roll to hit.
My normal. I just have my base attack bonus.
And your strength and
strength. Okay.
And your bless.
Oh. I 19 plus 1 is 20.
That hits, and now you do 2d4 damage. Plus, I'll give you the +1.
Oh, from bless.
Yeah.
It's extra holy water.
Extra holy. So it's 5 damage.
The 2d4 plus the 1?
Yep.
All right. It looks like it's on the edge of death right now. Tectoon tries to reach out to touch it, but can't quite reach. Again, just he was trying really hard to jump out at it. Molly.
Okay. This is it, Molly. Your time to shine. Gonna make an attack with the dagger.
All right.
Doesn't hit. Spiders deal 3 points of damage if they deal that. Whatever, 3 points full. And then also she needs to make a fortitude.
Okay.
And it's gotta beat an 11, so really tough.
And what does it damage? Like what type of?
It's strength damage.
And let's see. I just need to figure out if it needs to make that type of save. I'm not... For some reason, I didn't have the undead stuff pulled up right now, because that would be too easy.
Oh no.
I know. It is
We're
immune...
gonna be okay.
It is immune to disease. Would that be considered...
Okay, it's not a disease. I think it's a poison, though. So it's immune to poison, though.
It is immune to poison.
Okay, well, it still takes us 3 juicy points of spider damage.
Alright, it is being
Or half of that.
bitten by spiders something fierce.
Spiders in its alone.
Getting nibbled on.
Alright, what is it gonna do? What is it gonna do? So, it attempts to bite you again, Felicity. What is your AC? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry. It's 16.
Okay, that does hit. Using another point.
Gosh, I might. Sorry to be that person. I'm going to spend the point, so it becomes 21. I just don't want her to get her slobbery bits all over me.
That
Give me some strange disease.
Then that does not hit.
Pretty sick.
I'm sorry, Cole.
No, don't be sorry. That's the whole point.
I feel like I'm ruining the fun.
Oh,
Someone should get bitten.
you were pulled up 60 feet in the air, and you managed to make it down with 3 points of damage. I think that you... I mean, that was impressive alone.
Yeah, you're definitely the star of this fight. The rest of us are just trying, and Ruth, I don't know, Ruth's gonna need to take a day.
So Ruth's arrow bounces off, prepares to hit like the keratinous shell that is protecting all of the body parts.
So gross.
Felicity.
I'm just gonna try and boop her with my sword. Just regular old boop.
All right, booper good.
There's sword good.
There's boop. Ooh, that might not hit. 4, 5. That is 11. 3 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. So only 15. But plus is 16.
That does not hit. And also, I made a mistake. So we're going to say this happens later. I need you to make a fortitude save.
Okay.
So, I'm going to say it happened later than when it was supposed to.
14.
And with... Yep, that does not happen. Okay. You do not have blisters.
Oh, gee.
Blisters under fur.
Oh, bumpy.
All right. Tectoon. What is his weapon? I think he's finally...
Yeah, no full staff.
Yeah,
Like a stick.
he pulls out his weighted spear, and you watch...
Where's the peacock in all this?
Trying not to die.
Respect. Ivana.
Tectoon can't quite pierce with the spear, and you watch as he's trying so hard to push it into the flesh. And he's just getting...
So how big is his spear in relation to him?
It's a little taller than he is.
Oh.
It's pretty heavy. Tectoon, Molly.
Alright. Attack him with the dagger. Using different dice. Does not hit.
Is it my dice?
Yeah, borrowed one. But the spiders nibble for 1 point of damage.
All right. How long do the spiders nibble on it?
I think indefinitely. Let me see. No, I'm sure there's like a...
That can't be right.
Sorry.
You're forever plagued by spiders. You're welcome.
1 round per level. So sorry, 5 rounds.
Okay.
So that's 3 rounds. So 2 more.
Okay.
They just keep going.
I'd be really upset if the spiders kill her.
I prepped it twice. I can do another act.
Let's see. What is?
She's taking half damage from the spiders, so don't anticipate they're going to do much.
You never know.
They're being friends. Sparkles when I can just think about the walk.
Okay. So, it makes a slam attack at you, Felicity.
A slam attack.
And does a 23 hit?
Oh, sure does.
Okay. So you take 8 points of damage, of bludgeoning damage, and what is your CMD?
So 17.
Okay.
Right?
I think it should be higher because of base attack bonus.
Oh,
I think it's
sorry. 22.
It does not manage to do that. And,
whatever that was sounds like it was bad.
And I need you to make a fortitude save.
Okay. Another 14. Oh, and a lot of 7s.
Okay. So that does not happen. I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Okay. Ruth.
I was not supposed to be the tank.
Was I? I'm sorry, was I? Your whole
Any of us.
Cavalier ability, you're supposed to challenge her so she can only attack you.
So Ruth, the arrow draws back in the creature and it pierces it and it slumps to the ground, not dead, because it's undead, but it's still heaving. Felicity.
Yeah.
You can coup de grace it if you would like.
Okay.
Or do anything else you would like with this creature. You could tie it up. You could...
Can I take it to the group? Do I have time to do a vote?
Yeah, I would say you have it. I will give you the time to do it.
Okay. Do you want me to kill this bitch right now, or do we need to get information from her?
What possible information could
I don't know. Did she come from inside Raven Rock? Maybe, I don't. She's probably not going to help us either way, so I should probably just coup de grace her.
I have a feeling that there is no purpose keeping this thing alive. If you'd like to, I am not opposed to it. I am specific. This thing is specifically tooled to fight against me, dealing with lots of will saves or will abilities.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go for the killing blow.
Okay.
For my spiders. Spiders coup de grace first. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think they can.
You are welcome to try and do one more attack with the spiders if you want. It's up to you guys.
Spiders attack 4 damage.
Alright, it does not get through its damage reduction.
I didn't think it would at any point.
If you got a 6, you would have.
Okay.
Okay. So, you automatically hit and score a critical hit with the coup de grace, so roll damage.
And is that just double?
Yep. Or whatever your weapon is, if it's...
Oh wait, I don't need to roll that. Hold on, 1 and a 3, so 4.
Double strength, right?
Oh wait, did I just times it by 2?
Yep. Unless you have unless your weapon is like ×3 in your modifier. Like your critical hit box.
Oh, it is. So I rolled 19 to 20 times 3.
Oh, so you could have. I think you would have criticaled a couple times. Well, now we know going
fine.
Okay, so multiply it by 3. So 12.
So I shouldn't have rolled. So I'm just gonna roll 1d8 because I rolled 2d8 and I should just be rolling 1.
Okay. Don't forget your bless. So.
And your strength.
Okay, so 7 plus strength is 10. 1 is 11 plus another one for bless is 12 times 3.
36.
36.
12.
Is there any particular way you would like to kill it, or would you like me to paint the picture?
I would like to just lean in slightly. Be like, I hope that you are going back to some sisters who love you and appreciate how ugly you are inside and out.
Oh,
I was like, wow, this is really sweet for Felicity. Ah, there we go.
Ollie does the bro snap in the front.
All right, and you lean into it, and the body starts to dissolve into like this foul-smelling, gritty sand sort of structure.
Get this out. Ew. Do you have to do it in the caravan?
So, Han, so that thing is a Penangalin, I think. So that jar of vinegar, it would have to sit in there after it ate you to then get back in its body.
Oh, but this is brain wine now. It's perfectly good.
Okay.
I would just like, we need to get Han a weapon.
Okay. I hand you the brain wine. I think you earned this.
Thanks. I am.
You have a jar of brain wine.
Use this.
Yeah, you have a jar of brain wine.
A little stupid.
Oh.
Get that wisdom up.
So it's technically called a vat instead of a jar. So, let me see.
Like, how big are we talking? Like, is this a two-fister?
I'm gonna say yes. So you have a you have a keg, we'll say. Oh, fine. I misread it. So somehow you managed to find room for the keg.
I mean, it could just stay vinegar if your spell doesn't.
Let's see how much
on something that big.
Yeah.
I will say
really...
it's my fault, so it works. So you have
okay.
you have
we have a keg of brain wine.
Okay. Okay.
Because I figured you would be a little bit more concerned if she was carrying around a keg.
Yeah.
Probably probably would not have had her get on. So she has you open there and suddenly it's a keg of wine and not a jar.
Whoa. That it had a lot of vinegar.
That's a lot of vinegar. This road is really dangerous.
So Ruth has her 2 broken bowstrings. I have 1 left.
No more critical fails for you.
Don't forget enough.
I think it's time to consider retirement.
Oh, Ruth. But you offer so much wisdom and guidance.
We do have a lot of... Well, okay, let's go get your husband's dagger. That needs to happen before we forget.
She totally forgot. She was so upset that she couldn't be helpful.
Okay, I'm gonna go get her husband's dagger. I need you to be motivational real quick. Actually, you know what? You can find things. You go get the dagger. I'm gonna be motivational for you.
Are any of you searching the body? Not the head, but the body?
I would have liked... Yes, I would like to.
Okay, why don't you roll perception on this body?
A good thing I'm on this deck.
13 on the stack. Oh. I have 18.
All right. So, where her shoulder had that damage, you find a holy symbol of, let's see, a 5-petaled purple flower dripping red liquid into a pool. Would you roll a religion check for me?
A quick religion check.
As the most unreligious person in the party. That is a 11.
So, you think this is the god of assassinations. You don't know the name, but this is definitely ringing a bell. She's branded with that symbol where she was bleeding. It looks like what happened is she tried to carve it up with her fingers to get rid of the brand. And when you continue to search the rest of the body, you find 1 copper, 36 silver, and 16 gold. You also find a key.
Okay.
And a leather hat.
You got a good hat. Don't put on that hat.
It's like a sun hat.
But he's not head shaped.
Give it to him.
What? Okay.
Tack it on the wall.
I present the hat to Han.
For his guidance and help.
You see him light up more than he's lit up since you've known him. He's like, put it on me! Put it on me!
Okay, I put it on.
Over his face.
Yeah. This way. No. I try and balance it on his hoop.
And you see that you can kind of put it over some of the nails holding it together so it holds in place. Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
Next, I would like...
No, it's because you did such a good job in identifying the intruder.
He said, I think it might be wise for me to be facing the front and view things, if possible. I think, unfortunately, this is my people. He seems a little heartbroken to say that.
Did I forget? Was Han a vampire?
Han is undead.
Oh, but okay.
Yeah.
I thought he meant in the before he was a hanging face.
Han?
I guess you really don't know. You haven't asked him about it.
This is an insane concept. Could one of us attach Han to our clothes? The inside of a jacket with 2 little holes so his eyes can peek out, so he can always be there.
That sounds uncomfortable for Han.
And for us, actually.
For everybody.
Han, we're going to table that.
Sure. He seems just confused.
I'm also confused. Yeah, I need to check in with Ruth. I need to make sure she's feeling okay.
Okay. So Ruth is sitting with what you know to be a very uncommon sight, like a little sliver of chocolate. She's definitely not
Did you
happy.
grab her dagger, by the way?
I can go and do that.
Okay, yeah. If you want to grab the dagger.
Do you want to roll a perception check for me?
Oh, yeah. Me?
Felicity. And then we'll get to your conversation.
Yeah.
That is 21.
Oh yeah, you managed to find it. It is embedded into the ground a little bit. She threw this real hard. And as you pull it up, it says, "To my darling," and a bunch of scratched out names. And then the last one is Ruth. And the one before that was Bruce. So this is... The knife has been scratched out with every reincarnation.
That's so sweet.
That's super sweet.
I carry it directly back.
She wraps you in a hug when you do and says thank you.
You're welcome. Never here.
I'll help you wash the blood out of your fur in a little bit.
I'm gonna just prestidigitate it away right now.
Okay. I do, yeah.
Molly doesn't want to touch you, but she does just a little bit. Just a little bit on the shoulder and just prestidigitates the blood away.
I go
There's also, you don't stink at all anymore. from touching all the organs and stuff. So the smell disappeared along with the...
I feel like it's still like burned into my nose
Yeah.
though. Like I can't. So I'm gonna go like have a moment and like rearrange myself.
I hear it.
So you wanted to speak with Ruth.
Yeah, I just want to sit down with her. It's like, hey, so it's a pretty rough fight for all of us, I think, except for Felicity. Felicity had a great time.
Felicity was flying. I didn't know cats could fly.
I think
It's almost like...
I don't think Felicity was flying, but
Well, did you see that?
she was very great.
Did she learn the swinging like from rigging on ships?
I'd imagine. I think as long as I've known Felicity, she's always swung on things. I think she just I think that she thinks it looks impressive.
It does.
And it does. It does. But I think that that's where the joy in swinging comes from, in that it's effective and impressive looking.
I'm glad you didn't kill us all.
I'm really glad I didn't either. To be honest, I didn't really know what was going on. And for a split second, I wanted to, and then I didn't. And everything was okay. But I'm just checking in, Ruth. That was a rough one. But to be honest, neither of us were very helpful. And that's not to say we can't be helpful.
I liked your spiders.
Thank you. I love those spiders. Yeah, it was a very neat trick I've been working on for a minute.
She breaks off a little piece of chocolate and hands it to you. I don't know the last time you had chocolate, but...
I don't know if I've ever had chocolate.
Oh. It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's a new joy you didn't know you needed.
It just is one of those things that's just like, is so good it fills you with ache for not having had it prior and not being able to have it in the future.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, Ruth, thank you for that. That was very kind, and now I'm gonna have to process my life both before and after this beautiful thing.
You know you can make this. You just have to grow a plant.
Oh.
Well, a tree, I think.
A tree. Okay. Okay. We're gonna see an example, Ruth, of ways in which you were incredibly helpful. I just don't think you should table yourself because you had one weird fight. Truth be told, Ruth, I've been hung from weather vanes by people bigger than me. I have fallen off of the same bar multiple times. You know, things don't always go great for me either. And I know that you know what failure looks like, and I hope that you don't see this as like any exception to the normal rule.
If things continue to go badly, we can rediscuss it.
100%. And you don't have to hang out with us if you don't want to. We tend to make bad decisions, bad fun decisions, but bad decisions.
Bad is relative. I think that you...
Dangerous decisions.
I think you are chaotic, but I don't think you're evil.
Well, that is very kind. I know plenty of people who would disagree, but I'm grateful for your...
Chocolate.
I'm grateful for your chocolate. And for your company. And for those shots.
I think we should have some wine. And she pulls out some wine glasses.
Okay. All right. We just start dipping glasses, drinking, braining on getting rid.
All right. So we've been playing for, let's see how long. For almost 3 hours. Do we feel good ending it here?
Yeah, I think this was an interesting
reintroduction
to everything. I'm excited to get into the swing of it and remember how all these interact, so I'm not too kind and patient.
Yeah, I'm excited to do the same thing, but we're easing back into it after like 6 months, so I think we did pretty good for being that long.
We did okay. And anybody who watches this and disagrees,
suck it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't want to say suck it.
But it's in the same vein.
You said suck it.
Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah, I did.
I made the veil like kindergarten bully punch your hand thing. That's all I did.
That's so interesting. But that's the thing. That's a universal, like, I'm a little punk.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat you up, but also, like, I collect Pokemon cards. That kind of thing.
All right.
I'm glad that you don't actually play.
I'm grateful that I don't collect Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Colton.
Thank you.
Colton.
Yeah, I'm glad this was able to work. So I'm going to end the stream, and we'll see you guys